One of the questions I get asked the most from students or anybody that's not in the industry, they ask me what's my favorite film I've ever worked on, and that answer is always a little bit surprising because it's not usually for me about the film, it's about the process of that film. I've worked on some really, really good films, but the actual work environment or the process of that film wasn't necessarily my favorite. Now, but I will say that that's on the artist. That's on me. For me, I always like to tell junior artists at a studio that it's not the responsibility of the film or the project or your job, for that matter, to show you a good time. It's actually the opposite. And I think if you approach it that way, you'll always have a positive outcome, and you'll always feel good about your job, as much as you can feel good about your job. But some of my favorite films actually have to do with the memories that I have about that film, or the process that we went through. I worked on a small direct-to DVD film called Dr. Dolittle 3. And when I tell people I worked on Dr. Dolittle 3, everybody says the same thing to me. They say, was there a 2? But I really enjoyed that film. I've never actually seen it because I don't have that many hours left in my life. But I really enjoyed the process of working on Dr. Dolittle 3 because it was the first time I was an animation lead. I had a very young team that were very gracious and grateful to have a job working on a film. And it was just a really great work environment. And it was a work environment that I was able to have a lot of influence over. And I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed working on Avatar. Avatar was like the first big film I worked on. But what I was really impressed with on Avatar was the scope of that film. I came into Avatar with about a year left in production, and it looked like there was no way we were going to finish this film in a year. But it was managed very, very well for being on paper, such a stressful situation. There were people in the right places that kept everything calm, kept everything focused, and I really learned a lot about, the importance of good people management.